Why won't Microsoft or Nvidia just patch the security gap natively into their next software update? The software versus hardware sandbox illusion.
Let's take on objection number 1 right now. Why will Microsoft or Nvidia not just patch? It's software-wise is because it's not software patchable. It requires hardware and software together to patch this. Microsoft actually was the one that pushed originally to have the TPM on the motherboards. However, they didn't have the foresight to utilize it for anything but checking the authenticity of their own product. They didn't have the foresight to do this. Now, if they want to use it now, they have to confront the patent that has been filed. This is why over 50% of the ask is set aside as a legal fund for this exact reason. We understand that we could have a legal battle to protect this technology, and we're building a fortress to prepare for it.
If it's a pure licensing play, how do you enforce your patent without spending millions on legal battles?
This is exactly why we have planned for this. We have a complete war chest of patents. We did not just patent one single train of thought, we have over 20 patents. They're specific. Some are specific on technology, some are specific on industry. Going forward, we will continue to build this fortress. When we see an opportunity or a technology that our products and use cases are applicable to, we file the provisional patent. We build a patent fortress. This ensures that if one of the big players decide they want to take on a small company, we invite them, because when they get to the patent office, and when they get to the courtroom, they will find that this little mouse has built a huge library of data that protects the rights of their intellectual property.
Phil, look, $28 million is an incredibly massive ask for a seed round, especially for an independent developer who isn't building heavy manufacturing plants or hiring a 200-person enterprise sales team. If your core engine is already written, your prototypes are running daily, and your business model is a pure, hands-off software licensing play, why on earth do you need $28 million upfront just to cross the starting line? Why shouldn't we give you $3 million to validate the market first, and make you earn the rest?
That's a great question. Let's look actually at the breakdown of where the $28 million is going. First off, let's realize that this is a technology and an industry that $28 million is not a large play of money. This is the AI industry, which is the hottest industry in the world. We have created a security module that even the big players like Microsoft and Nvidia have missed. We don't have one patent. We have over 23 patents that are protecting this technology, and we are continuing to build this patent portfolio to strengthen it for not only industries, but for related features in the AI industry. As we identify a way of hardening or securing something to another level, we then file an additional patent. And these are already built into our playbook, so you're not buying into only one existing thing. You're being offered a seed round in a company that has a philosophy of protecting its intellectual property and growing. This intellectual property is doing so on a regular basis. So 15 million out of the box is reserved for protecting the intellectual property because we've already done many things like you mentioned. We do have a proof of concept. We do have an evidence log that is ready to be submitted to the court, and this can generate a licensing fee for the insurance industry right now. Why are we asking you to get involved? Because this is so much bigger than one single play to one company like an insurance company. This has such broad base aspect across the entire global market of multiple industries. So you're asking me, why is it so small? Why is it so large? I'm asking you, why is it so small? If this technology only takes installations of 5,000 units installed to reach 2 billion evaluation, yet you're able to get in and buy into this license agreement at such a small amount. The next rounds after the seed rounds will start at 90 million. That's where the investment money comes in. Now, back to where the allocation is. We have 15 million going into a portfolio for protecting the IP and growing the strength of the IP that exists. We have 5 million going into market viability. This is actually taking and going into specific industries such as the medical labs and providing them with prototypes and working with them to sharpen the software to get it to a retail stage. This includes monies for the first stage for the legal industry. So yes, there's work to be done here, and that needs capital to do it. The other 11 million is going toward the purchasing from the private entity that holds these patents to the corporation. If you don't feel that the inventor deserves payment for his intellectual property, and for the rights of the improvements in the hardening of this intellectual property going forward, then you will need to find another inventor that has created something as timely and applicable to the current AI market that we have here, because when you look at the core technologies themselves and what they are accomplishing, this is an amazing achievement and you are being invited in on the first C round. But to show you my commitment, I'm taking 3 million from that 11 million acquisition payment and immediately putting it back into the company's runway as a founder's loan. That combines with the seed capital to create a full 5 million deployment fund to place physical prototypes directly into the field with corporate law firms, medical research facilities, and elite tech creators to solidify our horizontal footprint. I am literally using the value of my own intellectual property to fund our market scaling. The architecture works, the capital structure is airtight, and the door is open for the first round. If you don't see the value in funding the foundation correctly from day one, we will simply find a partner who does.
Phil, look at the AI space right now. 3 months ago everyone was running Llama 3. Then Q1 2.5 dropped. Then local small models like 5.4 and specialized coder models completely changed how local inference works. Next month, a brand new architecture might come out that completely shifts how tokens are processed or how memory is mapped. If we hand you this money, how do we know your isolation architecture isn't going to be obsolete in 6 months?
That's an excellent question. We've been looking at this for months. We've identified the fact that AI models have all been based off of one singular statement, and that was a statement made by Google back in 2017, and all AI models have been based off of that. This is a critical flaw in the entire way that AI has been developed. Billions of dollars have been pushed in this direction. When we saw that this was a critical bug in the way that architecture is built, we investigated this. We actually used AI to investigate this when we realized there was a better way of doing this. The core product itself, the isolation product, works on any technology. It makes no difference what comes out tomorrow. We are hardware agnostic. It doesn't make any difference what hardware you run this on 10 years from now. When NVIDIA has their 34th generation of processing, it still needs to have a way of using an isolation technique.
Day 5. How does a lone architect get the first 50 enterprise clients to trust this technology?
Earlier today, I watched a video by a very famous YouTuber. He was setting up a computer using the RTX 6000. This same YouTuber has done reviews on Apple computers, hooking up 4 if not 8 Apple computers together. He's done reviews on the NVIDIA Blackwell technology. My realization is that all of these YouTubers are inventive innovators. They all gather information. For us, as a company, to utilize this source as a research platform, this is a brilliant marketing campaign. They're all chasing dollars from services, whether it's a VPN service or a hardware provider. All the YouTubers are chasing more money to build more toys to make more videos. Well, that's wonderful. Let's utilize them and sponsor some of their videos to prove the viability of our core products. This is guerrilla marketing for a very small investment, but it reaches a huge audience. Let's put the sugar in the lemonade, right at a low-cost source.